What if everything you believed was slowly twisted against you? What if someone convinced you that your memories were wrong, your feelings were overreactions, and your reality was a lie? This is gaslighting, the darkest psychological manipulation tactic. Tonight, we'll unlock the vault and explore what gaslighting is, how it works, the signs to watch for, and how you can defend yourself. 1. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where one person makes another doubt their own perceptions, memories, or even sanity. The term comes from a 1944 film called Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife by dimming the lights and then denying that anything has changed. Over time, she loses trust in her own senses and becomes completely dependent on him. Gaslighting is not just a movie plot. It is one of the most destructive tools of control used in relationships, workplaces, and even politics. 2. How gaslighting works. Gaslighting is never obvious at first. It begins subtly, with small comments and denials. Over time, the manipulation builds, and the victim begins to question their entire sense of reality. The tactics include denial, that never happened; minimization, you're overreacting; repetition, saying the same false narrative over and over until it feels true; isolation, cutting the victim off from people who might confirm their reality; projection, blaming the victim for the manipulator's actions. The result is devastating. The victim begins to trust the abuser's version of events more than their own mind. 3. Real-world examples of gaslighting. Gaslighting happens everywhere. In relationships, one partner may constantly deny hurtful actions, rewriting history until the other feels guilty for even bringing them up. At work, a manipulative boss may make an employee doubt their memory of conversations, undermining their confidence. In society, governments and media have used gaslighting techniques to distort truth, spread propaganda, and keep populations compliant. Gaslighting thrives wherever power imbalances exist. 4. Why gaslighting is so dangerous. Gaslighting doesn't just confuse, it erodes the foundation of self-trust. When you can no longer trust your memory, your feelings, or your judgment, you become trapped. Victims often develop anxiety, depression, and a constant sense of guilt. They may feel dependent on the very person who is harming them. The longer gaslighting continues, the harder it becomes to break free. This is why psychologists consider gaslighting one of the darkest, most insidious forms of emotional abuse. 5. Signs you are being gaslighted. Gaslighting can be hard to recognize while it's happening. But there are signs. You might be a victim if you constantly second-guess yourself. You apologize all the time, even when you've done nothing wrong. You feel confused after simple conversations. You find yourself withdrawing from friends and family because it's easier than explaining. You feel like you are going crazy, even though deep down, you know something is wrong. If these patterns feel familiar, you may be experiencing gaslighting. 6. How to defend yourself. Breaking free from gaslighting begins with awareness. First, document everything. Write down conversations, save messages, keep a record of what really happened. Second, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, don't dismiss it just because someone tells you to. Third, seek outside perspective. Friends, family, or a therapist can help confirm your reality. Finally, set boundaries. Learn to say no, and if the gaslighting continues, walk away from the relationship, job, or situation. Gaslighters thrive on silence and doubt. The moment you reclaim your truth, their power weakens. Gaslighting is the darkest manipulation tactic because it doesn't just attack your body, it attacks your mind. It makes you question who you are, what you know, and whether you can trust yourself. But knowledge is power. By naming the tactic, you strip it of its invisibility. And once you see it clearly, you can fight back. This is just one of many dark psychology secrets hidden inside the Whisper Vault. If you want to unlock more forbidden knowledge about human behavior, subscribe now.